Next, I would like to congratulate each commissioner for being elected or re-elected, which may apply to you. And I would like to recommend you for your willingness to serve and your oath that each one of you stated that you would perform with fidelity. During this roll call, I'd like if each commissioner could stand and state that the year that you was first elected as a commissioner. And I would like to ask I would like for each commissioner during the roll call, if you would stand and state the year that you was elected as a commissioner. Stacy.
Jerry Lowe.
First District, 06, when I was first elected.
Kevin Faulkner.
2001.
2022. Bubba Henderson.
2022, District 1.
Al McKinnon.
2010.
Jerry King.
2022.
Andrea Holland.
District 2, 2018.
Johnny Garner.
2014, 3rd District.
Carolyn Higgins.
2018, 3rd District.
Dan Moore.
2014, 3rd District.
Dwight Bell.
2022, 4th District.
Renee Bell.
2022, 4th District.
Jerry Emerson.
4th District, 2006.
Correct.
2006, I first started with District 2, now District 5.
Barry Smith.
2006, 5th District.
Brenda Matthews.
2022.
Todd Lewis.
2018, 6th District.
Ricky Hardy.
2022, 6th District.
Mike Alexander.
6th District, 2002.
A.T. Brett.
Next on the agenda, we have the approval of the July 18th, 2022 County Commission minutes.
Move to approve, sir.
I'll second that. We have a motion to approve the minutes by Commissioner John Garner and a second by Commissioner Mike Alexander. Any discussion about the minutes? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Next, we have the election of chairman for the county commission. Do we have any nominations?
I nominate Mayor Hutcherson. I second it.
I nominate Barry Smith.
I second.
We have any more nominations? Since me and the pro team is nominated, I would like Ms. Stacy Smith, if he could preside over the meeting and we can step down.
Do I hear a motion to nomination cease?
So moved. Second.
Mr. Smith, I have a question. Can we cast secret ballots on this?
We could.
The candidate?
There's lots of different ways to do it. That's not actually the way I plan on doing it. So, I mean,
I would like to make a motion to secret ballot.
okay. Yeah, I don't think we can do that. varies, so you respond as Hutcherson or Smith when I call the roll. All right? Jerry Lowe.
Barry Smith.
All right, Kevin Faulkner.
Smith.
Bubba Edson.
Mayor.
Al McKinnon.
Smith.
Jerry King.
Smith.
Andrea Holland.
Henderson.
Johnny Garner.
Smith.
Carolyn Higgins.
Hutchinson.
Ann Moore.
Hutchison.
Dwight Bingham.
Smith.
Renee Phelps.
Smith.
Jerry Emerson.
Hutchins.
Tim Crow.
Smith.
Barry Smith.
Since I'm a candidate, I'm gonna pass.
Brenda Matthews.
Smith.
Todd Lewis.
Smith.
Ricky Hardy.
Smith.
Mike Alexander.
Pass.
Okay. Anybody else wish to vote this time? All right. Okay, it's 11. It's 11 to 5. 2 pass. So Barry Smith is your chairman.
Thank you. And we'll proceed with the agenda. Next item on the agenda is election of chairman pro tem of the county commission. Do we have any nominations?
Nominate Tim Crow.
We have a nomination
Second.
and a second. Are there any other nominations?
I'd like to nominate Johnny Garner.
I don't need it, thank you, I appreciate it, but I don't need it.
Any other nominations? If not, do we have a motion that nomination cease and we elect him by acclamation? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Mr. Crowe? Mr. Crowe? Next item on the agenda is the approval of budget amendments. And it's early in the year, there are no quarterly reports tonight. First quarter hadn't ended. But we'll go through these. But for now, here's what we want to do. When we have budget amendments, the budget committee will meet prior to the county commission meeting and approve all budget amendments. And the budget committee will bring the budget amendments to the commission. That's one thing we want to do. It'll be a better way to do it, I do believe. But right now, Chester County School System.
Isn't that right, Troy? You didn't give a quarterly report last time?
We did not.
Okay.
Okay. prepared to do that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, we get the quarterly report first. This is what closes out our last fiscal year. We have, again, general purpose budgets and federal budgets. If anybody has a question before we report, I'll be glad to attempt to answer.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve.
We have a motion and a second by Commissioner Corbett, to approve the quarterly report of the school system. Any discussion, any questions? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we have the amendments?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We have both general purpose and federal amendments. Again, you should have a one-pager in addition with that information. Ask the same question. If you have any questions regarding these, Stacy does a very good job of providing a brief explanation that identifies the purpose of those budget amendments.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the amendment.
Second by Whitehead. Is this a good time to talk about the school board member? This potential school board member?
I can answer questions. What I've learned today from Kathy Best is we have two people from First District who were willing to be appointed by the county commission. However, what was learned by Kathy today is that that appointment would last to the next general election, not necessarily the next general county election. So that would only be a two-month appointment. Right. So the mayor and Kathy, in discussion with me, offered them to be able to, for one, they could be on the next ballot in November. They have to turn in a petition by Monday, the 19th, or they can fill out paperwork in Kathy's office as an approved write-in candidate. Or, if neither wish to do that of the two, then after the November 8th election, it will come before the county commission again. Then the next general election will be a two-year window. So those were the three options that Kathy explained to me today. I spoke with one of the two applicants, and she is not directed not to be here. So the decision was made that it wouldn't be an appointment tonight. It would be 2 months tonight. Yes,
Wait
sir.
to be on the November ballot.
It could be on the November ballot, either as a petition turned in, or write-in as an approved write-in, or third, just wait until after the general election on November the 8th and come before the county commission with their next appointment meeting.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you for that information.
Sure. Yes, sir.
Did we approve the amendments? Motion and a second on the amendments. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
County General amendments.
Good evening, friends and neighbors. Hope you all have received a copy of the budget amendments in your packet. Any questions, comments?
We just received your quarterly report either, correct?
That's correct. I was able to generate a summary financial report, which I think you may have in your packet. That is just a summary of the funds and the revenue and expense items line by line. Not intended to be a financial statement, just more information at this time.
No action needed on that. We do need action on the budget amendments.
Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve the budget amendments.
I'll second that.
Second, that's it. Any discussion? All in favor of the amendments, please say aye.
And one more item I made, I have double forms, nine forms for all of you new commissioners. So if you want to get paid, see me after the meeting, you can sign up, okay? Thank you very much.
Solid Waste Department.
She had
Chair, okay. Fire Department, any amendments for the fire department?
No, I have nothing.
Thank you. Library, have any amendments?
I'm going to turn it in, it was very report as well. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer for you.
Library amendments were in the package. Does anybody have any questions on the library?
I make a motion to approve the amendments to the
Approve
library.
the library amendments.
Second.
Second by Allen. All in favor, please say aye. Thank you.
Should go over some of our numbers here, if that's okay.
Be fine.
Okay, thank you.
We'll make this clear.
You should have a few paperwork like this in your report, I'll keep it nice and brief, it just gives you some updates, I'm going to touch on some of the grants we've got going on. We got a grant called the TOP grant, is what we call it, for this year. This is going to cover some technology trainings, which we've already done at the library. These trainings are offered to the public for free. It covers the cost for us to pay a trainer for those. We offer them in person, record them, that way we can offer them in the future all the time on our website. Like I said, those have already started. And this will also take care of some of the costs of our hotspots that we offer for the public to check out and use. The way these are paid is we have to get the invoices paid by the county. Once they're paid, I send in reimbursements, and they send the reimbursements to the county or trustee's office, there's a word there. So we've got that grant going. We also have a technology grant. We just got confirmation. I think I got the contract this week. This is going to allow us to update some of our computers. Also allow us to create a workstation area that's specifically for children, educational activities and games and learning experiences that they can have there in the library. And then we've got one that we've applied for from our endowment funds, portions that weren't used in the past, to update some shelving on some shelving that is not the best condition. It would also help gain a little bit of space for us in some of the areas we need. I've got some events listed there, but I will go to the back page of the report. For those of you that are new here, I'm proud to say I'm Savannah Gilbert, nice to meet you. Been the director here for 30 years. On the back, I've got the reports showing our circulation for the past 2 months. It's not written in the Wi-Fi for August. I didn't have that from our region when I had to turn this into you. If you want to know, that was 1,817 users used our Wi-Fi in August. And reads, which is online ebooks and audiobooks, we had 1,865 uses. Again, that just wasn't on there because we didn't have that information from our regional library system when we turned in this report. Do y'all have any questions for me tonight? Thank you very much.
You'll be back up in a little while.
Yes, sir.
Any other? Todd, Brown, you have any kind of report for us?
Anybody else?
Equipment is pretty good order.
I'm gonna read, what I've asked for, maybe, I don't have numbers,
Sir?
Is all this usable?
No, sir. And like I say, I've not got my mind on all of it, I'm just kind of doing one at a time.
It's only been 2 weeks.
Sorry?
It's only been 2 weeks.
No, no. I'm gonna get there, and like I say, there's some of it that I'm gonna have to have some update.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion to approve the committee list.
I make a motion to approve.
I second.
Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Thank you, Todd. Before we get to the next item on the agenda. The chairman, of course, gets to appoint the committees. And knowing this might have been a possibility, I had a list of committees prepared. And passing those out. It'll say revised at the top. It's a revision to what you've seen. It's handed out. I will have on the agendas in the future a place for committees to make reports. Any committee that's met will be asked to report on their meeting. There aren't that many changes. There is no more ambulance committee. Is that really isn't necessary anymore? I did put in there a personnel committee. I don't know if it'll be meeting that much or not. Things like this travel policy that we'll be looking at tonight will be something that the personnel committee will be looking at.
I make a motion to approve the revised committees that passed out. Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? If not, let's vote. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
No.
No.
Be a roll call vote.
Johnny Garner.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm on.
It's only over. Run over.
Jerry Lowe. Kevin Faulkner.
Yes.
Bubba Hedges.
Yes.
Al McKinnon.
Yes.
Jerry King.
Yes.
Andrea Holland.
No.
Johnny Garner.
Yes.
Carolyn Higgins.
No.
Ann Moore.
No.
Dwight Bain.
Yes.
Renee Felton.
Yes.
Jerry Emerson.
Yes.
Tim Crow.
Yes.
Barry Smith.
Yes.
Brenda Matthews.
Yes.
Todd Lewis.
Yes.
Ricky Hardy.
Yes.
Mike Alexander.
Yes.
15 for, 3 against. Motion carries.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda, Mayor, would you like to introduce this person you've been talking to for the emergency management director?
I'd like to, Brendan Connor. He's appointed as the EMA director. I'd just like to present him and ask for your vote to stay our EMA director.
I make the motion to approve the appointment.
That's right.
Frank Walton, what the vote about?
You want to say anything to the group?
Well, I appreciate the vote of confidence, and I appreciate y'all putting your trust in me, and plan to do the best I can for our
Job Center in Tennessee, I think that's something now that the vocational technical center, there you will report them.
Yes, American Job Center, which helped promote the jobs in our county. They was without an office space, and we have room in the TCAT Center, which a lot of times they refer people and students to that facility. So they was willing to pay $500 a month rent for 12 by 20 office building in the front of the TCAT Center. And this is the lease agreement that our county lawyer has drawn up. And just need to get approval.
Motion by Dwight Davis, seconded by Kevin. No. Oh, yes.
It says here, we have to furnish them with restroom programs and computers. I want that clarified. What is that, internet, or is that actually?
Well, it's already there. It was just, it's gonna be furnished in the amount.
We're not buying computers?
No, we won't have to buy anything. It's already there. And they're going to be able to use the room with the adult ed for their interviews and stuff. And they've already contacted TCAT, and they're willing to let them be there. And they welcome it, as a matter of fact. They also furnish them a room in other counties in the TCAT.
Along with that, is there anything in there that they can take with them, or is it desktops and stuff like that that it's got to
It
say?
was just a vacant room with a desk.
No, I'm talking about, you said there was a computer and stuff in there?
They have access to it.
Okay.
Because a lot of times when they have applicants that come in, they want them to be able to be on the computer. And the adult ed has them there and is giving them access to it.
We have a motion, a second. For the approval of the lease agreement. Any more discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Request for change of county travel policy. That's up to you out there.
I believe Mr. Gary Irwin will explain that for us.
This is a request to simply make the travel policy simpler and easier for department heads, department officials, and also for budget. The main changes are allowing the per diem rates to be used if the department head, department official so approves. These are rates that are published periodically by the state of Tennessee on the website. They're easy to access. This way you don't have to go to the department head or official and say, I spent $24.19, I also spent $24. Again, it's very simple. The department head or official does still have the option to use receipts if they choose. This though will give more flexibility to the employee and the department head or official, especially if they're for hotel or motel reservations. The employee still needs to contact the finance office, use the debit card to make those reservations. And the other bills and incidentals can be on per diem if they so choose. Miles, of course, will be reimbursed at the current IRS miles rate.
Motion to approve in a second. For changes to the travel policy. Anybody have any questions for Gary? If not, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Thank you. We have next on the list, speaking for funding. As the mayor said earlier, we do have 6 new county commissioners tonight. It's their first meeting. these requests that we have. I know it's been a while since we first heard from them, but we're not going to take any action tonight. We'll listen to the presentations. I don't want to entertain any motions to spend any money tonight. We'll turn these requests over to the Government Affairs Committee to meet before the next meeting, for them to make recommendations and to know how, in fact, I appreciate the given to us the amount of ARPA money that we actually have left, $2,657,000 with a recommended appropriation for future sheriff and fire department vehicles of $300,000, which leaves us $2,357,000 plus dollars. And we may need some of that to help balance the budget. So it'll be up to the committee to find us, prioritize these, and hope help us come up with some money to spend. And if you'd like to make the presentations, the first one on the list is Savannah. Wow.
So for those of you that are not aware, our library has been requesting assistance with an expansion, something to create more room for our library for 12 years now. It is all documented, we've got public record, meeting minutes, board meeting minutes, everything like that. That has been 12 years. The building that we are housed in right now is on 1012 East Main Street. It was built in 1999. It's about 4,900 square feet. Approximately 1,600 square feet of this is used for bathrooms, a small mechanical room, water heater, a very limited storage space, and I'm going to use office very liberally. It's not really an office space, but that's where the two of us use it for cataloging, and I go back there and use 1 hour a day. I use it as an office. The rest of the 3,300 square feet is used for material shelving, computers, small reading workstation areas, and everything like that. Per the Tennessee Library standards, they recommend we have a half a square foot per person in our area. So we have about 17,500 people, so that equals out to 8,500 square feet for the size of our building. What I would love for you to be able to do is refer to 2 pages after this. There is a chart that looks like this. This will show you all of the libraries in our region. There are 17 libraries in this region, which is called the a region, and you're one of them. And there are different levels. And those levels go by the population size. So the ones that are highlighted in yellow are going to be the ones that are similar population size to us. There are level 3s that have something similar to that 17,000 population size. And that's going to also show you the size of their building that they have currently. And then to the side, you can also see how many visits they're having to their library. And I would like to point out that out of these ones that are comparable to us with population, we are exceeding. We have 53,398 people that entered our premises over the last fiscal year 12 months. As you can see by all the statistics, that number is going to be very top ones. We're consistently in the top of our region, even though we're one of the smaller libraries. So we are growing at an astronomical rate, but our building is not growing with us. So back to the summary page on the first page, we have 8,255 registered users. These are people that come in there with a library card and they're checking out physical materials within our library. Like I said, 53,300 approximately people entered the library over 12 months. That was July 1st, 2021 to June 30th, 2022. We had over 32,300 items checked out. That's books, learning kits for children, DVDs, audiobooks, anything like that. It also includes computers, laptops, so people can use the library for things like job searches, workers' compensation, medical care, anything like that. We had over 19,900 digital uses in our library. What that is a program called Libby. That is when you can check out for free ebooks, audiobooks, costs nothing. You just got to have a library card. And we also have over 2,100 people attend programs, and we offer And all of these programs are offered to the community for free. On pages 9 through 12 of this packet, I have got some charts that demonstrate the growth. Now, I will say, I noticed just this Friday after I sent it in, that the very first chart was the reads with the ebook. It's actually backwards. You notice at the bottom it has 2021 to 2022, quarter 4, and it ends with 17, 18. So if you actually look at this side and go this way, you can see we've had a very, very large increase. All the other charts were done correctly, I promise. But you can see visually the increase that we have had in our numbers. And this goes back 5 years. We also have more in-depth reports for you if you wanted them, showing the last 2 years of our data month to month so that you can see comparisons. And so a little bit just about why we need this. We have a lack of space for children's and adult programming. Years ago, we had our children's story times every week in a conference room that we have. We cannot house the children in that conference room now. It is impossible. So we are having story times being made part of the library. That makes it to where portions of the library are completely off access to any other patron that comes in because there is no room. If you look between page 3 and 4, this is the perfect photographic demonstration of what I'm talking about. You have entire sections of the library that no one can access because of how many people we've got in there. We also have the needed space for the adult programming. We have to limit the attendance because we only can fit so many people into our conference room meeting room. Another thing is we have areas where we're out of room for materials. From November to June, I could not order DVDs or juvenile graphic novels, which are like comic books, simply because I had nowhere to put them. We did some rearranging for the umpteenth time in my 3 years here, made just enough space where I could do one big order. Once she finishes cataloging them, we're going to be right back in the same spot we are. And those are some of our most heavily used areas of the library. Another thing is we need more space for our conference room, people to meet. We have people coming to do tutoring. We have people coming to meet with lawyers, to meet with doctors for virtual appointments, job interviews virtually, and we have a Tennessee room, which isn't ideal for a meeting space, but we use it for one in a conference room. Plus, we have library events, and that thing is staying booked every day of the week with somebody in there all the time. And finally, we have offered over the past 3 years STEAM kits or learning kits. These are for the kids. They're educational, but also fun for them to help develop their science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics skills. These have been a huge hit in our community, but sadly we can't offer more because we have no space. And between pages 4 and 5, you can see photos of some of these areas that I'm talking about. So, the long and short of it is we would like to come to you with 2 different proposals tonight. We have full details, pages 5 through 8, of quotes that we've obtained that are all inclusive. They have everything from the flooring to the light fixtures and everything in there. But we would like to make one proposal for a 3,500 square foot expansion on our existing building. If this were done, it would be a single foot expansion. The estimate is $1.4 million all in. They did say that's probably just a little over, but that's to accommodate for any increases in cost, with an estimated project finish time of 6 months. The second proposal we would like to propose is a 1,500 square foot expansion of our current location. This, I would like to say, this does not fix everything. This gives us room for shelving. This does not fix our problem for programming space. And
Are you still having a humidity problem?
oh yes, we still, but in the quotes, we have looked at commercial dehumidifier to be added for this same existing location. We have looked at adding an actual dehumidifier. So that is something just to keep in mind. It doesn't address the need for meeting space. It just addresses the need for shelving space. That quote was $600,000 and about a 6-month timeline to finish as well for that one. And like I said, on pages 5 through 8, there's a full detail of the quotes we obtained, a breakdown, as well as other avenues for the HVAC unit, the dehumidifier unit, things like that. There's also a grant from the state of Tennessee that we can apply for that would be $100,000 for the cost. There's a few other small grants that would help out with different things, cosmetic things inside the library that would also have to be addressed. But that is my proposal. I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
When can you apply for these grants? When would you know when you got them?
I have to have a funding body. So I have to have an agreement that there are funds, and then I can apply for the grant. I would have to check on how long it takes for them to get back to us. But I know when I have consulted with other regional library assistants, they did recommend getting it on this budget year. If we were going to do it, it needs to be on this budget year preferably.
Appreciate a question for the attorney. Once this goes to the committee brings it back to the commission to fund one of these proposals, means this county money and county business, we would have, this would be a factor for an architect and a district, and that kind of could be correct.
We just got quotes so we can have an exact number with what the current insurance costs are.
So that means you have any idea of where it would expand from, like back, side,
Yes.
stuff like that?
We only have one area we can go there. You got up, which is way too costly to do with steel prices. Or if you are looking at the front of our building, we've got the ball field here and the Board of Education here. There is a grassy area between our building and the sidewalk. The 3,500 would take up that entire grassy area. That's the only way, the direction we can go, but that's where that would be.
Have you asked the city to help on that?
I personally have not, and the state of Canada did ask, I know for 8 to 9 years. She was always told that, to my understanding, that this is secondhand knowledge, but to my understanding, she was always told that we are funded by the county, so it needs to come from the county. So I have not approached the city for any funding at this time, especially since it was, looking at ARPA funding, which is really the once in a lifetime opportunity.
Any other comments or questions? We thank you. I understand from hearing from the library committee that you do a very professional, great job, so we appreciate it.
Appreciate
Thank
that.
you. Next is Ms. Kathy Beth for the election.
Good evening, everyone. See you again. I know that we have some new commissioners here, and so I really just want to take an opportunity to make sure that we all understood where we are. I know some of you are familiar. All the new commissioners, tonight I gave you a copy of 2 packets. This is really the 4th time in the commission, so that you can see what all we have done. The first one, we came with a request explaining the concerns that we had, and then we were basically said, find some thoughts, so we came with a proposal of the Avon Pools building. Many of the commissioners went and looked at that building, and so that's the second package that you got. And so tonight I want to just talk to you about, I'm not going to rehash all that, y'all know it, you've heard me talk about it before, you're probably tired of hearing me talk about it. But in a nutshell, where we are is that our building does not work for the elections. And we don't have adequate space. We're at risk of damaging our equipment. We're at risk of injury from individuals. And so, and this is nothing new. This is not just because there's ARPA funds. Mayor Hutchinson can attest that we've been talking about this for 4 years now. And so in the last November of 2021, the Department of Homeland Security came down and audited our facilities and gave me 17 pages of findings that they had where we are not meeting what we need to do to be conducting the elections. And so the guy was really nice and he says, well, you're doing the best you can with what you got. So that's the reason reason why we're here. We've also realized that there's potential damage for the equipment that we've got. And some of you may remember, we purchased this equipment new in 2018. And at that time, we had earmarked some funds and we used a HAVA grant, so there was no new money that came to the county. We did not pay for any of it. However, if any of this damage at this point, the county's going to have to pay for it. And so we need to be mindful of that because there are no more funds out there to pay for it. And even though it's insured, I would really question if they're going to pay us and we're putting it in danger and we know that we're doing that. So just kind of keep that in mind. I'm not going to go through all the details again, but I did want to bring to their attention some of the things that happened just in our August election. So that's the packet that's dated September 12th. If you want to just take a look at that with me. The first thing, and this is where we really started seeing problems with the equipment, we had over 50 paper jams during early voting. And we thought, well, maybe it's because of the ballot or something like that. But no, in talking to our vendor and talking to other counties, we were the only ones that had this issue. The representative from our vendor was here with us on Friday, and the most likely cause of this is moisture in the record. So the ballot stock is absorbing that moisture and then it's jamming into the machines. So we also had you can imagine where voters were seeing us go over there opening machines. We had one voter even that got very irate during that because he was questioning the integrity of the whole thing because it was a paper jam. So we know that that's an issue for us. We also had for the first time in August, we had to move equipment in the rain. And just think about if you would take your computer, your laptop, your iPad, and walk around out in the rain with it. How many of y'all are going to do that? None of you are doing that. But that's what we had to do, and it's the same technology. Did it damage the equipment? We don't know. We'll be doing LNA testing in a few weeks, and we'll find out at that time. So we just kind of have to be mindful of that. We also had no place for people to wait for election results. So we had people actually sitting out in the rain waiting for election results on election night. And then finally, we did have 2 traffic accidents in the parking lot of early voting, just during that time. And admittedly, vehicles weren't totaled, but several $100,000 for damage was done. So, I want you to know that. If you look on page 3 of your handout that I gave you today, you'll see it's the one that looks like this. This is a picture that was taken at early voting at 1 p.m. today. You will notice it hasn't rained in a couple of days, and yet you see there's a puddle here, and here's our election night recording equipment. So it's right there at it. We've talked about this, there's nothing we can really do about it. That computer does all the tabulations for everything that we do on election night. If it gets wet, if we have to replace it, it's $4,323 to replace that one piece of equipment. You see on the next page, and we've talked about this before, the only way we can actually access our equipment to work on it, to gather things, is we have workers that climb over top of everything. Now, these DS200s are on wheels. What happens when one of those, Stephanie Dunn, ends up going for a tumble because she's the one that's shimmying over that? You can see where we try to work on equipment and we just have no space to do it. So it's a safety risk and there's a potential for damaging the equipment in doing that. If you go to the next page, this is something that is really an issue for me personally, and I would hope it would be for each one of this. You see on the 5th page, one of our handicapped voters attempting to come in early vote, coming up the stairs with a walker. Now, do we have a ramp? Yes, we do. It's over half of a football field length for someone to park in the handicapped spot and then go up around that ramp. People don't do it. And so what we're seeing is, in May, we had someone that nearly fell, and thank the Lord, there was a voter there that basically caught the person that was coming down the steps. We have had people fall coming out here. Again, this is just a liability for the county we've got to deal with. Another thing we really didn't expect, because this was a record low turnout for the election office, we had crowding issues. As a matter of fact, if you look on the next page, you'll see where we had people, it was so hot, people didn't want to stand outside. People refused to stand outside. So what they did was they came inside, and we were trying to register people in here. Well, the line was right here for people trying to get signed in. So we had people coming this way, that way, and going out, all in that little space. Not only did it not allow us for any social distancing, but you see where people are voting, ideally you want at least 10 feet for anybody to be behind you, because that way people don't feel like their privacy is being infringed. There's physically no way of doing it. Some of you may remember that I told you the whole place where we have to do our early voting is the same space as this little section y'all are sitting in right here, square footage. That's for all the equipment, the people, everything. So it really, I'm not sure what we would do if it was a big election. Now, comment was made after our July meetings that we had needed more space forever and they didn't really see what the big deal was now. What's the hurry? And so that's what I want to talk to you a little bit about that. The county, as I said, has been aware of this need for at least 4 years. I can't speak to before that, but I know for at least 4 years. We know that if we don't do something before the end of this calendar year, we are going to lose a $25,000 security grant because it expires at the end of this year. So far, it's been 10 months since the Department of Homeland Security came and said we did not measure up, and thus far, not one thing has been done to even attempt to correct that. 2024, we're already being told it's going to be unprecedented in terms of turnout and in terms of scrutiny. We will start working on that in October of 2023. So basically, whatever we do needs to happen within the next calendar year. We need to be where we're going to be by October of 2023, or else, I don't know what we're going to do. As I said, my technician was here from my vendor Friday, and his comment was, I'm going to come, I'm going to try to work on the machines that we're having problems with, and then you need to get this stuff out of this room. He said, there's going to be corrosion. He just saw it in 4 counties in Alabama. He said they had to replace all of their equipment, and that's what it was. It was because of temperature change and moisture that was creating corrosion within the equipment. So I wanted to let you know about that. You can see here I've also broken down for you if we had to replace that damaged equipment. The electronic computer, as I said, is $4,323. For every DS200 scanner, those are the big trash can tabulators, is $8,202.50. For every espresso, it's $4,897. So if today we had to replace all of the equipment that we have because we have been negligent with it, we're looking at the county having to pay $352,048.50. So that is what we're looking at from a liability standpoint. That's what we need to know. And then finally, and this is something that y'all know, but I just really need to make sure everybody in this room is aware of it. Of all the things that is vying for your attention and your money, the elections is the one thing that Tennessee Code says it is your responsibility to provide the accommodations for us to conduct elections. You see the Tennessee Code is right there. There's just going to be a time when something's going to have to happen. We have kicked this around as long as we can. In all honesty, we jumped through every hoop that has been asked. We were told to find the space to provide a drawing, and we did. Then we were told to find the space. We came to the Regions Bank building, and we were not even given consideration. Then we were told to find another space. So we found Avon Pools building. Then it's like, well, no, that's not good enough. We don't know about that. Come up with something else. It's just the point where it's not my responsibility to find a place to do my business. Just like Stacy's not responsible for going out and finding a place to sell license plates. It's his body's responsibility. And so, and I know that probably doesn't sound very nice, but it's just the way it is. And I'm sorry. I do have tonight Mr. Sandy West with us. Some of you may remember he is an architect that has worked with the county and some other things. He has volunteered his services. He was asked by one of the architects to put together to do a feasibility study on all the buildings that we have. And so he has a proposal that I'd like to share with y'all tonight. Actually, I think maybe a couple of proposals. Couple options.
Just one.
Oh.
Well, I guess two. Yeah. Stephanie said, I've been here before. For you, new people, I'm saying that with Walden, architects and engineers out of Jackson, Tennessee. As you said, several months ago, we did a feasibility study where we looked at a couple of existing buildings that the county owned, and looking at whether the library was good for them, whether the exposition might be better for them. And for whatever reason, that's where it is now. Recently, we did visit the A1 pool building with, I think, most of the commissioners at the time, to take a look at that building as a possibility for the election commission. At that time, I had a couple of suggestions before making that purchase to get an appraisal of the property, to do some geotechnical reports and testing on some of the soils outside of the building, and possibly look at having a mechanical electrical engineer look at the HVAC system and the power service to the building, just to make sure that they were in good condition. As an architect, I don't know those aspects as well as some others. I think that the appraisal has moved along a little bit, but still having some issues trying to get that done. So what we did after that, Kathy and I have been talking about what she needs in her space, how that might be arranged. What you're looking at is a floor plan, very preliminary floor plan of how that could be arranged, the couple of things that have been suggested for upgrades at that building is to add parking at the north side of the building, improve ADA access into the building and public restrooms, replace the exterior doors with heavier duty or secure doors with security aspects to them. Improving the siding and the roofing. The building is about 15 years old, so real soon you're probably going to see some issues with that if we don't do some repairs and preventive maintenance, so to speak. The roof also has some translucent panels. Those are almost always a problem area. So we would suggest replacing those panels or just replacing the whole roof. The back third of the building about is what they would be using for storage. That does not currently have HVAC to it, so we would suggest getting a unit just for that area to keep the climate control and eliminate some of the issues that Kathy was talking about before. One other item that I have thought about recently is replacing the lighting throughout that building. It's again old fluorescent type lighting. LED lighting will give you much better light and much better light as well. In addition to the repair and preventive maintenance on the exterior, we are also suggesting getting a new paint job for the exterior, also the interior as well. The building will need a security system, security alarm type system, and it will need some new wiring and conduit for power and data throughout the building. With all the equipment that they have, there was not a lot of that for the pool visitor, of course. So it will need some new electrical. And the last suggestion that I have is to add some acoustical tile ceiling in the building. That will help increase insulation and heat loss, and also transmission, sound transmission. If you've got people living in one area, people trying to work in offices in the other area, that will take care of that. And there are a few other improvements, if we want to go further, we can do. And kind of looking at the cost, the cost to do this minimal amount of work, I think we're looking at the $200,000 range. Could go up to $300,000 if we want to do something extra. And that's in this layout that you're looking at there. I did, at Kathy's request, look at an option for building a new building on a clean site somewhere. We're looking at over $1 million for that, probably $1.1 million, $1.2 million for a brand new building. So looking at the comparison between those two, renovation would, of course, save you quite a bit of money. But I'd love to design a new building. That's my report, Kathy. Is there anything else that we talked about this morning in the background?
Did you ever get an appraisal on that deal? No, we voted to do it.
It was appraised today, but we don't have it'll be about a week before we actually get the results on that. So the appraisal has been done. We're just waiting on that. And also, one other thing that was a concern to folks, the last time that was about the access coming out to the bypass. I went out there and looked, and actually, if you're sitting in the driveway to pull out, you have about 0.6 of a mile visibility, which is probably about 3 times what you have if you're coming out of Crook or Payson here. Yes, people are traveling faster, but you've got plenty of time to see.
Okay, we thank y'all for your presentation. Next is the Albright Historical Society.
Thank you, Mayor Hutchinson, for getting the Chester County Historical Society on the agenda. And I want to thank the commission for being willing to hear this request. You know, I was just thinking that we're very fortunate to have these funds available and for really fine, worthy service organizations in this county. I could easily be an advocate for any one of these that have already been proposed, but tonight I'm an advocate for the Chester County Historical Society. Our president is Sandra Kelly. I talked with her a few days ago. She was unable to be here tonight. We have several members of the society here as well. You have a one-page flyer in your packet that describes very briefly what we are about. And I just want to say in the beginning that we are a very inclusive group, meaning that anyone who is interested in the history and the genealogy of Tennessee and Chester County are welcome to become a member. And we started in 1999, and we have been meeting ever since. And the meeting location is the Chester County Senior Center. We simply borrow their facilities as a place to meet and hold our meetings, with no place for people to donate their history and many other things that they would like available to the public, where they can study and do research. What are our activities? We meet once a month and we have guest speakers to come, and they share relevant knowledge on historical events and people who have contributed to the county's and area's rich heritage. Just recently, we had the director of the Coon Creek Science Center to speak to us and explain to us the historical significance of this most interesting place that's right here, out from Enville, right over the county line in McNair County. And one of the things that many people are not aware of is the historical significance of are displaced internationally. People from around the world come right here to study Coon Creek. And that's a wonderful thing. And the director told us about the community day when you and your families can go there and study and do research and find out about this very interesting place. We had 20 present that night. Earlier this spring, we had 25 present at one of our meetings. So what are our needs? Currently, the Chester County Historical Society has no permanent meeting place that would serve multiple purposes. Often, speakers and others want to donate artifacts, family histories, and many other related items to be permanently stored and available to the public for information as well as research. The Society needs a place offering a meeting area and also a secure place in which to store the history permanently. And this location could be a great repository of donated histories where anyone could go to one place and find out so much about our history. I know many people right now, probably many of you, have things in your possession that you would like to donate, but you can't because we don't have a room or rooms where we can secure what you donate and have that available to the public. My guess is that many people in this assembly tonight, you have things you would like to donate. Albums, histories, artifacts, relics, something that really would be interesting to be preserved forever. That would be great. And we not only need a meeting area, but also one or two rooms where these items could be cataloged and kept permanently and available to the public. We have a rich history and heritage right here in Chester County. And we need to get it all collected and put in one place where this will be available. That would be a great thing for this county. And so we're here to make this request. Your consideration approving funds that would make the above request possible, and then we can work to make this Historical Society model project for others to see. And I want to thank you for any consideration that you would give. Now, we did not specify any money amount, simply because we do not know what might be available out there. Where, what building, we simply don't know. But we simply ask for you to help us out and help to find that place that would be adequate and good place for us to meet. Thank you for your attention. I think my 5 minutes is up. And do you have any questions? Oh, thank you. Oh, here, thank you.
Eugene Steele, Henderson Arts Commission. And Jason Brown.
Jason is the president of the Henderson Arts Commission. What I'm talking about tonight is related to the Arts Commission. I consider the Depot of Henderson to be a subsidiary of the Henderson Arts Commission. We are housed in the building at 116 West Main Street. You all have an information sheet there in front of you that has a lot of pertinent information. We are the door with a big orange dot on it. So you can see us on Main Street. But I'm here to ask for help with the Depot of Henderson. As a reminder, the project is a twofold project. It's to encourage and support the creative community of Henderson and Chester County, specifically the artists, artisans, entrepreneurs, and writers that are in the community. It is to also bring creative activities and development opportunities to Chester County and the surrounding area. And we're going to try to accomplish this by creating a consignment shop in the front area of the building, and then to create a classroom meeting space in the rear area of the building. This will allow artists who have studio space within the building to teach classes there. It will allow people in the community to gain extra creative skills that they can use in all aspects of their lives. The consignment shop will feature local arts and crafts items, as well as books by local authors. And we have several of those. We're involved with a writing group here, Word Weavers in Chester County, that meets once a month at the library. And so there are a number of writers that have published books, some self-published, some otherwise, that would be available there as well. So there's a lot of activity. Ultimately, we would like for this to become a center of creative activity for the city and for the county. And we're looking for that kickstart. We're looking for that beginning. Having that consignment shop will help increase traffic. Having that classroom space will also help increase traffic and reach all ages from the youngest to the eldest. We're asking for ARPA funds, $10,000. We've got estimates. All of that fits nicely within that amount. So that's what we're asking for here tonight. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them now. I can answer them later. I more than anything want you to come down to the depot. I'm there 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, and any other time by appointment. And I would be glad to show you what we've got planned and show you our space as it exists right now, and let you visualize the improvements that we want to make. If you have any questions right now, myself or Jason would be glad to answer.
All right. But like I said, all of these requests are going to be given to the Government Affairs Committee. Mike Alexander is, by the way, if y'all notice, Mike is the senior member of the County Commission. He's been here a little longer than all the rest of us. And he's the chairman of that committee. Sometime in the next few weeks, you'll set up a time for the committee. Okay.
Thank you for hearing us tonight.
Yes, sir. I'm available anytime.
Next on the committee, Sylvia Flower, in your level. Child Care Center.
Good evening to each of you, Mayor, Commissioners. You all, I don't know if you have your packet already in there or not, but I will be getting it to you. I wasn't supposed to be actually on the agenda for tonight because I was out of town, but I did get back in the city and I was wanting to be here. But I will be making presentations in reference to the Tender Loving Child Care Center. I think you all do have some of my quotes that I have requested in the past. And this is for renovation of that center for additional child care services in this area. I understand that there is funding available, there is money available, and we would like to have some of that money as well. Currently, we are a group center. They're located, and some of you have been out to my daycare center, but I would implore you to please come out and see our center and our location where we service these children. We have been there since 1994. On that area, which is the old American Legion location there. Some of you all see us on 4th and Luray Street as you come past our center. We're wanting to renovate that building. The footage that we're asking for is just one additional classroom is what we're asking for, and also for office space and also for a kitchen area there. Currently, we are part of of course, Tennessee Department of Human Service, where we're licensed. We are a 3-star facility. We offer child care to all the children in this area. You can never have enough. Even now with the child care facility, which is a wonderful one that has been built on that location, you can only house so many children. Whenever Burger King built theirs, McDonald's did not shut down. Whenever Wendy's built a location, all of Taco Bell, people make their selections in where they want to choose to eat, where they want to choose to take their children, where they want to attend church, and where they want to. People make choices. My choice is Tender Loving Child Care Center because we offer a very good service there. And we are asking for funding, like I said, to renovate that building, to add more child care space in that area. And so you will be getting funding for it. I am just like all the others that have come up for requests. We need the funding because we want to do improvements. And so thank you for hearing me out tonight. I will be sending you all that for the next meeting where you will have the information and the amount. You do have one of the amounts that I'm requesting, but I would like for you all to consider us as well for part of this funding. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Get down to any other business, we do have a resolution that was in the packet about the county allocation of water money. Read this, whereas funds have been authorized and appropriated by the Federal American Rescue Plan Act to be used for eligible drinking water. The amount of the county allocation is $2 billion. This is not the other article from any of the other articles. This is separate. But since the county does not have water services, it's resolved by the Chester County Mayor and County Commissioners that the county allocation of $2,795,227.12 be transferred to the city of Henderson to be used for water and wastewater system improvements as allowed by the TDA. We voted on this in May.
We voted on the letter.
Yeah. And so if you have that in your packet, we need to approve this resolution. Motion to approve.
I'll say it.
By Mike, seconded. Mike. Dwight.
Commissioners, please speak up when you make the motion. I can't hear you, I can't see you. So it was Dwight,
Mike Alexander, one. Who else?
I got two over here. Okay.
All in favor of that, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Any other business? And we have two things listed here under other business. Medical building update. Do you have that? Where is that?
Yes, the asbestos in the old medical building has been removed and the state has approved it. I talked with the contractor that was awarded the bid, Shane Harwell, and he plans on possibly starting the first of the month and demoing the building. And he said if not the first of the month, as soon as he can.
Do you have a report on the bids for the health department later?
Yes, the health department, they send us a plan from the county, and we're going to take bids here real soon for the awning that's going to go out at the front of the building. They have did this proposal in different counties, they didn't get bid, so I went to ask some of our contractors around, and they will be bidding on it, so we will be getting it out soon. And I have a copy of the prints in my office. If you know of others, we'll be putting it in the Chester County Independent. But we'll like to be giving bids soon.
Okay. We've done the resolution. Any other business? Does anyone have anything they'd like to bring before the commission? I'll reiterate before we adjourn that Budget Committee, Tim Frost, the chairman of the Budget Committee, will be, get with him for you to approve your amendments, and the Budget Committee will present those to the county commission next week. So be sure to do that. And the Governmental Affairs Committee will meet sometime in the next few weeks to go over these presentations
Ricky Catlett, Vicky Duke, Jerry Harris, Holly Hunt, Lisa Hutton, Sonia Loudon.
Move to approve.
Motion to made and seconded, Commissioner Henderson, in charge of the district, used to say. All in favor, please say aye. One more thing before we adjourn, Mayor, everybody might hear that.
Yes, I did speak to the contractor that's going, hopefully build our hotel in Cherokee County out here between, Airedale Drive and West Lane. He got all the permitting done, and he is looking for dirt to possibly move in on the site. He plans to put a sign out there real soon, and hopefully he can get started this fall if he can get enough dirt.
This fall. Anything else?
Mr. Jackson, the meeting in Jackson in October, 4th of October.
County Commissioners, you know what day? I think we all saw it, but I forgot.
I will keep it out there.
Well,
Also remind
there is. That meeting we're all commissioners are asked to attend, and I forget. What day?
Third.
October 3rd. Madeline, will you send that out to us?
Yes.
Thank you. Chair invites a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
No. Back.